Hello to all of you who has a sense of humor. Someone wrote down, I'm here, we can start. Yes, it's true, we can start. So let's check the sound and if you can see me well as well. Well, next slide. And today we have Cryptounit program news and our blockchain and exchange updates. Me, as usual, on Thursday, not every Thursday, but every second Thursday. My name is Maria Antonenko. And if you are a newcomer to my webinars, I am in Moscow, Russia, and this is my second year in a team of the company. I had the IT team for our Cryptounit blockchain and Unitex exchange. Next slide, please. So we have a bit out of date slides. These are the slides from the summary webinar, and I asked to change the figures, whereas here we have over 17 million CIUs converted into world CIUs. 17 billion. And many partners of us who joined Cryptounit program 2 years ago got CIU token points in the back office of the Academy of Private Investor when they bought training courses. And they got accruals of CIU points under the marketing plan. In particular, in the first years and the first year of 2019, many partners received millions of CIUs as a gift under the marketing plan without paying for the training courses. Yes, we were so generous. And now when UGPay Group sells World CIU security tokens, UGPay Group made the following proposal to partners that these points got as a gift, they are called frozen CIUs, into World CIU security tokens by paying a small fee for this conversion. And this is as the revenues of UGPay Group. This fee is the revenues of UGPay Group for the sale of World CIU. Yes, 17 billion, not million, that's right. Well, these slides are out of date. I don't know why it happened, as I prepared new slides. Quite likely our moderator failed to share the proper slides and these are out of date. Okay, let's travel through these slides. Maybe you haven't seen them yet, and then I will update you on the latest news. And step by step, one by one, we will discuss the conversion procedure and process. So these are the slides of the April webinar when we only started to learn to convert CIU into World CIU. And the first step is to press the button refresh frozen and refresh balances. I do know that many partners carry out transactions in crypto wallet with their smartphones, and the screens are very small. And look, people don't see the small numbers, figures, which change when you press refresh frozen. Please wait for the figures to actually reach the final stage. For instance, if you have 10 items in frozen, what are these items about? These are your purchases of training courses, and you were accrued token points. It is called algorithm 1, the purchase. Algorithm 2 means tokens as a gift under the marketing plan or received for your participation in different promotions. This is algorithm 2. And when you press refresh frozen, smart contract actually verifies each frozen item and checks whether the date is due when a piece of your frozen item is to be unfrozen. And it's very important to wait till the very end. If you have 10 items, so 1, 2, 3, then 9 out of 10, and after that, press refresh balance. If there is no change to the figure in the right, you will see recent transactions. You will press it to update it. You will see that there are these entries for withdraw, frozen with withdraw. So it's important to wait, to be patient. And we detected one error that is as follows, that many people treat blockchain as a common website. You simply refresh it and it should be done instantly. But look, every transaction on blockchain is entered as a transaction, and it includes 6 blocks. Yes, our blockchain is very fast. One block is processed in half a second, but even 6 times for half a second, it makes up 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. But in case blockchain is busy, it could last even up to 5, 6 seconds, or even 7 seconds for the transactions on the blockchain to be recorded. And if people, after pressing refresh frozen, immediately move to the button convert, whereas this unfreezing is still isn't recorded on the blockchain, the conversion may malfunction. When you send tokens to peer-to-peer, you see that it takes time for the transaction to be migrated on blockchain. So please be mindful of this when you carry out any transaction. Don't be in a rush to press the buttons. Press them again. When children play some battle strikes, some games, so wait for the transaction to be migrated and recorded on blockchain. Please be mindful of this. Next slide, please. You are to add UNTB and stake it for CPU and NET. Today, there was a funny case situation with one of my partners. He mined the specific amount of UNTBs and sold them successfully at the exchange. He may have 2,000 or 3,000 UNTB and he sold them. And today, when he decided to convert CRU into world CRUs, his wallet, blockchain wallet, gave a message, not enough CPU. So in his wallet, he had only 4 UNTBs. He phones me asking that there is not enough. And I told him that you are to add UNTB, this computation capacity of your wallet. And he asks how much. On the first days, it was enough to add 50. When the instructional video was made, 50 UNTBs was enough. Whereas now, it takes about at least 300 UNTBs to be staked for CPU to ensure conversion. And he went back to the exchange to buy 300 UNTBs, and he saw that the minimum withdrawal is the equivalent of 50 US dollars. So UNTB will cost about 2,300, but he needs only 300. So those mined, he was in a rush to sell without anticipating that he may need it. And quite likely there were a lot of such people. Well, the slides are updated in the Russian room, but it's very important to remember that never be in a hurry to sell your UNTB you mined, you staked, as you will need them for the future uses. These 300 UNTB staked for CPU, and the time of your use of wallet you receive, you send, you need to buy extra RAM, you will need UNTB for all this. And by the way, this week I opened a wallet on EOS blockchain, and now its price is 10. It used to reach 14 US dollars, then it dropped down, but for EOS based wallet to be operational, I had to stake 6 years. So to stake it. And for the future, please remember that don't sell out all your UNTBs you today get from staking program. And in terms of staking, I'd like to answer some frequently asked questions as the following. Why profitability of UNTB reduced so sharply? What happened 1 month ago? It was good, quite substantial, whereas today, for some, it's zero or very small figures. And it's true, this slide of 17 billion world CIUs already converted explains why the profitability in UNTB reduced. If you go to Blockchain Explorer and see the total data on CIU tokens, how many tokens are staked, there are altogether 1.5 billion CIUs. When we got income in UNTB and we people who staked in CIU, the amount of CIU was small, 1.5 billion. So it was enough for everyone. We have about 7 million UNTB mined daily, and for all the partners with CIU tokens, there was the distribution. Whereas today we have 17 billion world CIUs staked. And this income is not less, but it was reallocated for the benefit of those who staked their frozen world CIUs. 1.5 billion CIUs and 17 billion world CIUs. Those people who converted, so 90% staking is higher than with those who stake CIUs only. And it means that those people who have higher staking in coins of world CIUs, their profit is higher. If you stake only CIUs, then you will get very few UNTBs. And the second frequently asked question, or actually error, misunderstanding. Today, there was another case. One of the leaders wrote to me that together with her sister, they claimed UNTB at the same time, and they got different figures of income. One girl got a high stake in world CIU and the other a smaller one. The one with a higher one got less UNTBs, and she thought it to be a technical error. So she sees that her staking is higher, but her sister got twice higher UNTB. And this misunderstanding that we did it at the same time, on blockchain, you can see it. So before this webinar, I failed to make screenshots and send to that lady the confirmation that the procedures of UNTB claim were not carried out at the same time. There is the time difference, dates are different, and the number of claims are different. One sister claimed for a period from the 8th of May to date twice, whereas the other sister made it 3 times. And therefore, you cannot compare this. There is no such a concept on blockchain that we did it simultaneously, as the situation change every second or even half a second. While you press refresh balance, where you can claim UNTB, at this particular moment, someone may have staked several millions world CIUs, and half a second after, the profitability will be different. And even by using one computer, you may not go to one wallet, then to the other one, and claim that you did it simultaneously. If you look through the history of transactions, you will see that there is time difference between one person pressing claim and the other one pressing claim twice or 3 times on the 8th, the 11th, 12th of May. They provide for different profitability. Profitability could not be the same as the situation changes and additional world CIUs are staked and UNTB profitability reduces, and that is the value of our token. Quite likely today you noticed that UNTB price at the exchange is 2 cents. It increased and no one is selling them at 1 cent. There were those wishing to get some fiat money or bitcoins or ethereums quickly, but today we have none of them willing to sell at 2 cents. And moreover, there is the good news that at the exchange we were looking forward to it for long. So 4 figures after point were added when you set the order, and the situation with the orders changed, and for purchase and the sale. And there is, so the news, the updates of the exchange will be presented in the end. And next slide, transfer of World CIU tokens from the UGPay group account to blockchain. It is available since April. And look, the following proposals or queries by partners. Many of them fail to notice that from their back office, CIU tokens were moved to the wallet. It applies to those who had Cryptounit wallet and who bought World CIUs in UGPay group. And they were received to the same wallet. And when a person converted CIU into World CIU, he neglected that he already had World CIUs in his wallet and he staked them without noticing that these tokens were received from the back office. So the drawback of this migration, when tokens migrate from the back office, that there is no entry on blockchain. This process of migration is beyond blockchain, and you cannot see it as a transaction. If it is written that tokens from back office are added, then no one will miss it. But it is transferred not to the wallet, for you to understand, not to the wallet, but to the smart contract of token lock, as they are in frozen based on the date you bought them. If you bought them on the 12th of February, then they will be transferred to your wallet on that day. And the process of unfreezing will start from the date of your buying, not from the date of your conversion. And where to get these entries? If you go to Blockchain Explorer, you actually copy your crypto wallet address, there is a list of transactions and there is a button, contract calls, and you go it through and you will see that under algorithm 1, you received world CIUs, sorry, under algorithm 3, world CIUs are received under algorithm 3 on the date of your purchase. Generally, for world CIUs, there are no discrepancies in numbers as they're all frozen, and there is no movement between back offices, as there were some challenges with the internal exchange and a lot of discrepancies in CIU token balances. And we will discuss it. Don't worry, no one is left behind and nothing is missed. And IT team will level these balances as they were overloaded in April. Look, it's very easy to show you 3 slides. We had this event, and this achievement. But look, behind each of these achievements, there are some processes: conversion of world of CIU into world CIU, migration. And behind this, there are several weeks of design and development of smart contract, testing, development and launch on the 8th of April. There were errors until the 19th of April. We corrected the conversion. And this is daily tasks and assignments of IT team. And for them to start finding those balances lost, they need to free some time. Whereas today in April, there was no time at all. And in early May, there was a lot of work at the exchange, and today the sales were carried out, and I will explain to you the scope of work carried out in April. There is a question about the conversion of CIU into world CIU in small packages. Look, for instance, you have one CIU which is to be converted and you will be charged $1, or 10 CIUs, and again, you will be charged $1. So there is no sense in paying $1 to convert 10 or 20 CIUs. Today, when you see this $1, it seems to be expensive, but I can assure you that when the fee for the conversion makes up $2, then $3, even for your small packages, then you will actually make up your mind that I'd better pay $1 today rather than I wait for this token to unfreeze. Under the logic of this contract token lock, those CIUs that are not paid, that are pending, you are to wait for a period of their unfreezing. But since no one tested this period of unfreezing, look, suppose we have blockchain with the history of testing of 2 years, but our blockchain was launched on the 10th of February, and there is theoretical anticipation that pending tokens sooner or later will be unfrozen into your balances. But when it will happen, the date, the exact date, 1 month after, or the extreme, the latest one, if you convert it from the end older than 365 days, you may wait for this unfreezing another 365 days and then the far away. So I will not wait for 3 years rather than pay $1. Look, you know that if you pay, you can sleep calmly, and maybe 3 years after it will be too expensive. and actually you are concerned because you had to wait for these several tokens to be unfrozen?
Well, we had some mass media coverage about the UGPay group and Unitex exchange, and I think in the next couple of days there will be more articles published about Unitex because we're going to provide them reasons to do so. So that reporters, journalists would write that there is this young exchange with quite a lot of trading volume. So it seems like the token price is small and the exchange works, one day works, one day doesn't, and the verification is hard. And at the same time, almost 20,000 verified users are on it. Practically, there are no people waiting their verification. Those who submitted their documents had their documents processed if they were of sufficient quality. So basically, there is no line of people waiting for a verification, and the Global Pass guys are telling us where is our work. And of course, there are people who were rejected, and there will be they will get a second chance. Their status, rejection status, will be canceled. Well, will be like refreshed, and in this updated functionality, you might have seen in the back office in the exchange a button, documents it's called. And whereas previously we went to the Global Pass, like give us the status of this particular user. It was a lengthy work. We first send the request to the Global Pass shared it with us. So the person received the letter. Sometimes they didn't receive that letter, that their status has been updated and new documents can be uploaded. Now, the exchange officers will be sending the request for you to upload your documents into your interface. Like, for example, you received your passport and now you're ready to upload it. And that document will go directly to the exchange officers, bypassing verifiers, KYC officers, and it will speed up the whole verification procedure. And now when you will be uploading the documents to prove the origin of your money for the CRU tokens, it's going to be your documents from the back office, My Crypto Unit. Please upload your documents, your certificates in English if the officers will be asking for the origin of your tokens or money, if the topping up amount is higher than $15,000 a month, or more than a certain amount per one go. And the reason is that not every young exchange has the opportunity to top up their exchange with fiat money and withdraw money in fiat. Well, today that functionality has been added. Well, it didn't work right away, but all those who saw that new button immediately clicked on it and try to, test it out. Those people need to be really stress resilient. If all of a sudden you're like of senior age or have weak nerves, don't click on the buttons that just popped up today. Just give it one day. Let young people through who are like more courageous and more stress resistant, who have nerves of steel, because there are people who ran over to the exchange to start topping up with Global Unit Pay, and then again, money got lost somewhere along the way. The programmers needed time to align two systems, payment system and the exchange system, to start exchanging information in order to be able to synchronize those two wallets. And of course, already our support service received their first negative wave, negative feedback, like what's going on? Why isn't everything perfect? But there is nothing really perfect out there, especially if you're creating something from scratch. And if you take something already developed by someone else and you simply roll it out, then it's cool because someone already tried it out. But since we are developing here everything from scratch, so there might be imperfections along the way. Even in the test environment, when program is tested, they never use like live accounts. They can program connections, interconnections, they see requests, send answers, but they cannot really use their own money to test to do the test in the testing environment. Our programmers don't even have wallets with money in it because they are not allowed to have real accounts. All people related to the operation of the exchange cannot trade on the exchange by law, and that's why we need live people to do like the real beta testing. So guys, if you see a new functionality, just wait a day or two and see the feedback, whether everything works, whether there are not so many complaints, and only then try and test this functionality yourself. Yes, many of those errors have been addressed already, and now we have this new news that an Estonian exchange has offers the functionality of topping up and withdrawing fiat. Not every crypto exchange has this functionality, topping up and withdrawing fiat, but you have to wait for a couple of days for it to work really seamlessly. Let's see the next slide. Okay, we have finally got to the updates in April for the exchange, and there will be another slide yet to see. So the first thing is the verification problems. Yes, many people are saying it, and I'm saying it to the Estonian director of our exchange, that on Binance, you can trade, you can withdraw up to $2,000 without verification. And we had some consultations with the legal team whether it is possible for a non-verified user to top up, trade, and withdraw money. And what we found out, why on Binance you can handle $2,000 if you're not verified, and in our case you can't. Well, the thing is that such major exchanges as Binance, they have the license not only for crypto exchange and crypto fiat exchange, but they also have the license of a payment system. So in other words, those who work with Binance, you might know that they even have their own bank cards. You can literally order a bank card, plastic card from Binance. So Binance has the license to conduct transactions in fiat and move money to third parties' accounts, wallets. So if an organization has the license as if they were a financial institution, they can make payments without verification up to a certain limit. I even gave an example that in Russia, you can go to the bank and without a passport, buy foreign currency, euros, dollars, without verification of the identity, up to 40,000 rubles, which is the equivalent of $500. And we tried to understand why. At first it was $500, but then when we dug deeper into this whole legal status of this issue, that in Europe, an organization cannot make payments in fiat to other people's accounts if they're not verified. Crypto, yes, but then it becomes an exchange which promotes money laundering. If an exchange does not counteract money laundering, then this exchange can have its license revoked. Today, for Russians, for the CIS citizens, a new functionality was added to go through the verification using the Russian passport. So you don't even need the foreign passport. You can upload your national passport and go through the verification. Although there is a caveat. In the Russian passport, there is a field called a validity period or valid through. Well, a foreign passport is issued for 5 or 10 years, whereas the Russian passport, people receive when they are at the age of 45, they don't have an expiration date. And partners told us, what should we put in our expiry date for the Russian passport if I received it at the age of 45, which means there is no expiration day. And the Global Pass told us, like, add 100 years. For example, your passport, what's the date today? Until the 13th of May, 2121. So what's that? 2121. So like add 100 days, years. And many people already wrote in the chat that verification with the Russian passport took literally 90 minutes. So there is no line for verification. Please go take a chance with the verification, upload the correct documents, and everything's going to be fine. So don't force the company to violate laws because you are too lazy to go through the verification. So if you topped up $500 to the exchange, made some trading, and want to withdraw that money, so what prevents you from going through the verification? We have 17,000 partners who didn't even try to verify themselves. They didn't upload any documents. So those who uploaded their documents and did it correctly got verified. Plus, we have those who will have another attempt. Tomorrow, we're going to have a planning meeting. Well, some people are asking about Crimea. We know Crimea will have to get rejected for obvious reasons, even if you're using a VPN. There is nothing we can do about it. Well, except maybe verify the account in the name of some of your relatives or family members who don't live in Crimea. So at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to have yet another planning meeting with the exchange personnel, and I will ask them to tell me when they're gonna allow a second attempt to the verification. Okay, the deposit-related problems. When we sent that Google form, I know that many people already received their payments using that Google form. Some people received Ethereum, someone received EOS, and today we had a case when a man with weak health was waiting for their crypto units to be credited to the exchange from the 10th or 20th of April. It was quite a considerable amount of funds, and we found that transaction, we credited it, and he was so happy, and we're all happy for him too. So, you know, people who are doing the whole confirmation of deposits and withdrawals, they don't have enough time to process all the transactions, especially when we had this maintenance period, the updating of the functionality on the administrator's side of the exchange. The functionality was not available at all. And they couldn't seriously confirm those transactions. They couldn't work with the lost transactions either. So another problem was the order cancellation problems, but I don't think there are any problems left. All orders are canceled very well, and the withdrawal of fiat money to global unit payment system. So look, today you have that button there, but none of you still have the opportunity to exchange USDU into USD. So originally, fiat came only one way. People put USD and euros through Quantum. They exchanged them into USDU, and only the exchange itself ensured the backed USDU for you to be able to exchange it. As soon as this functionality is 100% ready, and I think by Friday we won't launch anything before the weekend. I think it will be closer to the next week, somewhere in the mid next week. You will have in the order book where you can see the market of USD, USDU, and euros, USDU. You will see, for now, you have USDU EOS, but you can't see fiat on that side. So on that side, you will see both USD and euros. So everything you will have to do, if, for example, if you sold crypto units for USDU, you exchange USDUs into USDs. There is this currency pair, USDU, USD, and then you withdraw USDs, US dollars, for withdrawal. But for now, the order book will be empty unless some of our partners deposits like $100,000. But this is very unlikely to happen. So you will have the function to withdraw fiat to your global unit pay wallet. Yeah, the button is there, but please don't hurry to click on it. And somewhere closer to the middle of the week, next week, you will have that functionality. And the referral program is still off on the exchange, again, taken into account the recent update that the programmers were working on. The programmers were working on the most relevant urgent issues, which is the verification issue, deposit issue, withdrawal issues, order cancellation, adding fiat, and the referral program couldn't be tested simply because those programmers don't have their own money in the exchange. And in order to test how the money is credited under the referral program, they ask us, register someone, please, and let them trade a little bit and see how it works. So basically, it's not entirely correct to test on live people. So those are the main issues that the team were working in April. And today we had the release, and we need a couple of more days to make sure that everything works smoothly. And maybe you have noticed that there is one more function added with like a question mark on the left in the menu. And I think in the near future, our media department will write a tutorial on the new functions at the exchange. They recorded a wonderful tutorial today how to buy USDU on the exchange. And next week, they will record the overview of the new functions, how to use the payment system and so on. I'm reading the chat here and it distracts me, guys. I keep forgetting what I wanted to say after reading your message as well. There is this question mark, which is frequently asked questions. And if you didn't find the answer to your question, create a ticket. We haven't yet tested the ticketing system on live people. Again, they showed us how it was supposed to work, but again, you will be the pioneers here, the pathfinders. Maybe you will be the first who will write the question if you can find the answer in the Q&A. Maybe you had some problems with depositing money. And again, I would like to warn you that those questions and answers, the frequently asked questions, FAQs, they were collected in February and March. And most probably, many of the answers, many of the questions are not topical, relevant anymore. So in the next 1 or 2 days, we will edit those questions and answers and see what's not relevant anymore and what needs to be added. And in any case, you can familiarize with those FAQs, and please don't write a ticket for the sake of writing a ticket. Like, let me see how it works and let me submit a ticket. And then you start writing some nonsense. Or even if it's not nonsense, still. For example, that's how our support email was literally bombarded with letters with the same content. And now you're going to bombard us with tickets to the support with some nonsensical questions. Please make tickets only if you really lost some money or you can't get verified or upload a document. This is my request to you.
The less you bombard us with some tiny issues, the faster all the deposits and withdrawals and debits will be processed. So Google form for your losses to be filled out So it is processed and handled by AML officers and many partners. And I do ask all the partners, if you get your deposit or withdrawal of your proceeds, please share this information in the chats. As in the chats, people are only negative, they are not positive, and don't share some positive results, that some replies were received or some help was provided. Look, you are rubbishing us from morning till late night, and I don't even go to these chats, as I feel really miserable to read these messages through. So you abuse, fight with each other, some competitions in some sharp words, and therefore I prefer avoiding going there rather than doing something useful. I will make some news or announcements as soon as I share something in the chat. Then I immediately receive directly millions of questions as if I'm the support team. And I stopped answering to anyone in Telegram chat because it's like spam, as I have millions of messages there and I don't go there at all. And therefore, please be civilized people. We do what no one before did. Today, I had a phone call with Andrey, and he asked me to remind you of those exchanges we discussed in 2020. So, those exchanges that trade in security tokens, we had a webinar, and there was an overview of the best exchanges in STO market. And in May last year, I told you that these cool exchanges, Tezera, Merge Exchange, and I don't remember the third one, Finance Plan or something else. Look, these exchanges and their turnovers is 200,000 a year in May 2020, whereas now the situation is a bit better, but I need to monitor and to review the statistics and show the performance of unit exchange. You actually criticize, you all criticize from the date of the launch of trading on the 20th of March till late April, the turnover of that exchange is 19 million US dollars. Only in Cryptounit, it is over 6 million in turnover. And for UNTB, it's over 1.5. Whereas you are crying, screaming that the price is small. Give me non-verified person to trade 500. Look, there will be those who will be verified and will trade. It takes time. Look, you may not give birth to something and immediately it goes to outer space, your toddler. It takes time for it to get stronger and develop, to move, to crawl, to walk, and develop with your efforts, with your help. I will give you an example. Look, you all refer to Binance Exchange. In reality, it is for professionals. If you go there, if it is your first attempt, it's nonsense. Your mind blown away. Your eyes are simply closed and your hair is sticky. Today, I got a letter from Binance with a task to do, and I will get 2.5 Binance USD, BUSD. First of all, it was Binance coin. Wow, cool. I will carry out this task and will get 2 Binance coin. And for you to understand, the price is 700 or even 800. Wow, how cool. The Binance offers me to take part in the competition and win 2 coins. But actually I mistook them, and 2.5 US dollars in price for you to carry out a task. Then I start exploring this assignment. You need to go to a spot trading and generate the volume of trading worth 350 US dollars in trade pair of a coin called Taxi against this Binance USD, BUSD. And 350 to trade, no matter which result you get, and you get a price of 2.5 US dollars. But since I pressed the button already, I decided to go and trade. I converted USDT into this BUSD DT and found the coin to trade in, bought and sold, and immediately got my price of 2.5 US dollars. But what does this mean for this coin? Binance send these push-up notifications, and gambling Marias like myself, will go buy and sell and get their price of 2.5 US dollars, but the trading turnover for this coin increases. From the moment Binance launched this promotion, the diagram was increasing. So meaning that the coin is demanded and the volume of trading increases. And this is a new coin. I don't even look what coin it is, but they may say, look, the volume of trading increased daily, but we do nothing. We don't motivate. We don't send push-up notifications. And daily, the volume of trading increases for CIU token. There is an increase of 150,000 for UNTB, again, roughly 100,000, whereas when we started, it was one Bitcoin on average 50,000. And this machine is developing and rotating on its own. If you believe that the exchange trades, the company trades there, no one trades, only our partners. Some smart guys say, which kitchen do you have at the exchange? We have no canteen there, no kitchen. And starting from the launch, 20,000 people are already at the exchange. And if everyone, like Binance says, go and trade in 350 US dollars, go, sell and buy, try it, and there will be this turnover and the movement. So CoinCap, we will be there as soon as we are listed in 3 exchanges, and we are having negotiations with one exchange where it announced that it's going to do IPO. There it does not accept any new placements, listings. We are to wait for another 3 months so that they finalize their own tasks. Well, coins, UNTB that you get, so 17 billion world CIU. For someone they are coins, but for someone it's a good income. And there was a question about the reduced issuance at the start. Look, it was a wrong interpretation by someone that there is the reduced issuance. I meant that it does not cost 40 UNTB. When blockchain was launched on the 10th of February, and the issuance was 40 UNTB. When people got their wallets on the 10th of March, the issuance reduced. It is already 38 UNTB at that time, then 37, 34, and etc. There was nothing done deliberately that it is reduced now it will be increased later. Smart contract and UNTB issuance is actually written down for 10 years ahead. Starting from the 10th of March, it was 40, whereas now it is lower. This is what I meant, that you didn't catch up with the February issuance because IT team, as usual, was a bit slowed. So there is no talk about some artificial slowing down. These are your gossips in the chats. I meant it used to be 40, whereas now 38. With the wallets and migrations, it was delayed a bit. Next slide, please. In May, updates in May, we will credit loyalty program bonuses in USDU on blockchain, and it was promised that it will be done by mid-May. But look, I didn't see this function in test version. Programmers did not submit it to me. There were some drafts, some templates of how to do it, how it was done on test blockchain, but on production version blockchain, the logic changed. It was done for CRU and World CRU, but since now UGPay Group is the owner of USDU and an issuer of USDU, UGPay Group may accrue bonuses under the loyalty program only for World CRU, and we had to change to modify smart contract. And this new modification, I didn't seen it yet, maybe tomorrow or on Monday. Quite soon it will be provided. Then in April we failed. Remember, I told you that we had to address some urgent tasks and to address some complaints of our clients about wrong balances after the migration to blockchain. So in April, it was not fixed in full and it was postponed to May. So the withdrawal of in fiat is added, but it is not fully functional. And in May, next week, it will be fine-tuned and improved. And adding USDT, first of all, on EOS blockchain to Unitex exchange, and then it will be on Ethereum blockchain, ERC20. These are our plans for May, for the near future. Well, Profi bonus of CRU and World CRU, unfortunately, I may not say anything. It will be explained at the closed webinar. Quite likely Andrey Havratov will answer this question. But look, wrong balances. If there are some discrepancies, some losses, the spreadsheet which you filled out in March, we didn't start dealing with it. We have a long spreadsheet of balances in the back office and balances of CRU after the migration to blockchain. And it's a very heavy document, gigabits. It is very slow to open as it includes 800,000 entries in Excel sheet of all those accounts migrated from the back office. And you know, on the first day, while we were not in a hurry to level all these balances, because we continuously ask the statistics of how many people moved from back office to blockchain. And in late March, the statistics is that only 200,000 out of these 800,000 in my sheet, in my Excel sheet, and to verify, to validate the whole table for 800,000 accounts, So we want to do it once, not to come back to it every month when someone recalls and remembers, and 6 months after he writes down that his balance is wrong. We decided to wait for some time, March, April, and first of all, seed phrases were available to VIP club members, then for all the others in April, and the more people migrate to blockchain, 400,000, so that we understand that once it is done, balances are leveled and we won't come back to this issue anymore. And I want to calm down the partners who in CIU back office, when they generated their seed phrase, faced a server error. So they tried to generate it many times, but failed to come to their wallet. Some people save this seed phrase. So we have about 16 or 17 people, and the support team collects their complaints with screenshots and all the other proofs, and we will deal with this issue in a customized way. It takes time to validate the balances of each one, to validate the details of the complaint and the data in our initial table. It's like Cinderella's fairy tale when she was provided peas and rice, and she needed to pick up, to separate, to filter out. And it's quite similar to what we are going to do to handle these complaints about wrong balances. Well, USDU in wallets. There was assignment in April. It is postponed to May, and to connect Quantum to buy it in the wallet. But look, considering the load of errors, different bugs, IT team, instead of developing new functions, they are busy with all these corrections. And someone is missing CPU, or they press refresh frozen and refresh is not active. So there are some errors, and it's great that on blockchain all the transactions are there. One partner actually complained that he pressed refresh 100 times. I went to the blockchain explorer and I see the last transaction claim UNTB with no entry, withdraw, refresh, withdraw. I told him, I don't know what you pressed. Quite likely you didn't wait for the figures to come to the very end, but on blockchain there are no entries. And we accumulate a list of such problems. First of all, we want to get rid of all the problems and then launch new functionalities. Because in case we launch new functionalities whereas the pending issues are still pending, then it will be a vicious circle. Therefore, unless it is all remedied and fixed, we cannot start developing something new. So USDT token is a teaser. USD equivalent on different blockchains, Ethereum based, Omni. So Google will help you to figure it out what USDT is. The possibility to upload your passport, I already answered this. Look, while you are writing in the chats, you are not listening to me. You'd better be quiet, listening attentively, and then ask all your questions. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Moscow time, I am having a phone call with exchange staff, and I will ask them a question about the repeat chance to upload passports, because I am not a KYC officer. I'm not an officer of Global Pass. I don't know the answer. When I get the answer, I will ask our information department to make an announcement that On this date, the status of rejected applications will be terminated and you will get a chance to upload it again. Well, the price of RAM, the more partners use their wallets, the price will go higher. And when it will get cheaper, it gets cheaper when on blockchain, this scale, main scale, at present, 44 out of 64 gigabits, 69% roughly. As soon as it reaches close to 90% of RAM used, nodes will be expanded and we will add up to 120 gigabits per each node, and then the price of RAM will reduce almost double. But now, when people open new wallets, carry out transactions, buy these RAM price goes up. You may monitor. As soon as it gets closer to 90%, it means that the price will quite soon go down. If a partner with 12 words cannot go to the wallet, should I phone or call the support team? Yes, you contact support team and all your complaints on blockchain, they are filtered out to be included into different tables so that we can handle all this. Well, dear friends, thank you very much for your attention, for your time. Please be positive minded, be more patient, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.